George W. Bush made a surprise landing in Iraq, decided to do a press conference with the leader of Iraq, Maliki, and he got a bit of a surprise himself. Before we do anything else, let's show you the goods. Iraqi journalists, and there are only journalists allowed in this room, throws a shoe at him. Let's watch.
شكرا زيرو شكرا زيرو
Wasiktir. Wasiktir. You want All right. Well, he yelled several things at him. He said, this is for all the Iraqi widows and orphans and all those killed in Iraq. And he said, this is your farewell gift, you dog. Now, some have taken this as an insult to all dogs, which I think is a bit much. Now, I'm of two minds on this, but first, I'd like to play clip number 3 for you guys, which summarizes my way of thinking on this the best, and then we'll come back and talk about the implications of this.
Smashing idea, man.
That really hurt. I'm gonna have a lump there, you idiot. Who throws a shoe? Honestly. You fight like a woman.
The minute I saw that clip, I was like, who throws a shoe? Honestly. And the reality is that, of course, in Arab culture and in Iraqi culture, throwing your shoe at someone is a very serious insult, or hitting someone with your shoe. And if you remember, when they pulled down the Saddam Hussein statues, they beat the statue with their shoes. And Bush gloated about that. He's like, oh, look at this. See, they hated Saddam Hussein, and they love what I'm doing. Interesting that they didn't apparently love what you were doing. And it's an interesting bookend to Bush's invasion of Iraq. Now, I'm of two minds on it. First off, don't do it. It's not right, man. You know, we can't have journalists throwing shoes. Just can't have it. Can't do it. Okay? Can't win that way. Can't ask questions that way. That's not how it works. And because this thing's going to devolve. Because when you start throwing shoes, what else are you throwing? You throw it at Bush, who else are you throwing to? It's a bad, bad idea and a bad precedent. This man, by the way, has already become a hero throughout Iraq and Arab countries. They've already given him an award in Libya. I'm not kidding. It's been, what, about 24 hours? On the other hand, man, this really summarizes the frustration that the Iraqis, the Arab world, and the entire world has had at Bush. And a part of me is glad that someone showed him how much disdain the world has for him. Now, I wouldn't have chosen this way. I don't think it's the right way to go, right? But somebody had to show him, no, you did not liberate Iraq. At least he now partly gets it. That, no, you didn't liberate the Iraqis. They don't feel liberated. They don't like you. They think that you've killed all these people or caused the deaths of hundreds of thousands of innocent civilians. Now, did that really get through Bush's thick skull? I don't know. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. But I'm glad someone has sent him a message, even though it was sent in the wrong way. Now, more results of this and conclusions from this. You got to give Bush credit. He ducks like a pro. I mean, that was a hell of a duck, man. That was nicely done. I'm not sure. Are you positive you could have ducked in the same way? That was pretty athletic. And he was calm, and he was cool, and he was collected. Like, he didn't flip out. He didn't hit the deck. He didn't, pee in his pants. He was just like, no, not going to hit me. Try it again, try it again. I'm right here, right here. Boom, no. Last time he didn't even duck quite. He's so calm. He's like, no, I don't think so. And Maliki sticks his hand out like, oh, no, do not hit President Bush. He put me in office. And then they wrestle him to the ground. Jesus, what do you think, man?
I gotta say, where was the Secret Service, man? They gotta jump in front of those shoes.
I love it.
If they're there to take a bullet, and they weren't able to snap to.
If the
How
secret
they could stop a bullet, they could stop a shoe.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
How if you can't take a shoe for this guy, Who can you take? Well, there's a lot of guys I wouldn't take a shoe for him. But Jesus, you're right. And look, there's a lot of credit and discredit to go around here. One, you also have got to give credit to the guy who threw the shoe, because those are pretty good throws. I mean, he didn't hit the he didn't. I would have hit the ceiling or something. He didn't hit the podium. It was pretty dead on, right? A little lower would have helped. But second of all, the Secret Service comes in at the end, right? And they come towards the bush, but 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. They're still not there, right? And then they take this guy down. But let me tell you something. If those were grenades, boom, Bush is a dead man. Can't have it. Can't have it. Man, I'm really surprised that Bush didn't flip out more. You really got to give him a ton of credit for that. I think everybody's a winner here. The guy who threw the shoe was pretty good aim. Bush for ducking and remaining calm. The person who is not a winner, as Jesus pointed out, Secret Service. Man, that was 5 whole seconds, man. You did not do your job there. By the way, I guarantee you that they break this down at Secret Service headquarters. And they hand out demerits, and they train around it. Next time how funny would it be next time somebody throws a shoe, and let's hope it doesn't happen again, but they're like, no. And they take the shoe for him. That would be like the funniest thing that ever happened. And this is pretty damn close to the funniest thing that ever happened. I mean, I'm underselling it. Let's keep it real, okay? This thing is really, really funny. I just don't want shoes being thrown around everywhere. That's why I'm underselling it. But overall, I mean, everybody's going to remember this. This was an enormous act of defiance for the billionth time the wrong way, but it's not like anybody's going to forget the shoe throwing.